The handball world is in shock, my friends. Today's day at the Euro was a very, very special one, as we will be talking about it in this spin today with Víctor, Tomàs, and Andrea Lekic. Portugal has beat Denmark. We want to analyze it, how it happened. Have fun.
Ball across to Dylan. He double in flight. Oh, what a start!
Into the net.
She does it again.
Yes, Van Dijvenberg are the champions of Europe. For something here. What a game! Across the keeper. What a comeback!
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk handball again, and it was a massive day for handball. We are recording right after the matches here today at the EHF EURO, and as I'm saying it is Víctor, Tomàs, and Andrea Lekic with me. How's it going?
Good. I could say the same. Like you said, I think today was a very shocking day for handball, very beautiful day for handball, something new on a handball field across the Europe. So I think we are all very surprised, and I think also satisfied to see some new teams achieving some new heights.
100%. And there was something happening today that is a premiere here at the Spin, because as we are recording right now, for the first time ever, Víctor Tomàs was the first one in our meeting room.
Listen, the Spanish guy cannot be the first one, so we always have to be a little bit late.
I mean, he was a gentleman.
The good things just...
Today you were first, so it was just the excitement speaking out of you.
Something happened today that made me be, thrilling to this recording today,
And how sad are you that Martin isn't in it today? So our Danish guy that wasn't able to attend our podcast because he needed to be in the arena.
That's really tough to swallow. The Danish guy is hidden somewhere in the arena. But I hope that he can attend live every time to the arena, because he is not the lucky charm for the for the Danish national team.
Yeah, as we are jumping right into it. So Denmark and Portugal closed down their group in Boxenherning, and it was one to remember. It was a spectacular one because Denmark lost it only 2 games in between their last defeat and the next one at a Euro, but Portugal was able to do it. I was watching a conference, so I don't even know whether that's a thing outside of Germany, but basically a TV show where all the games are cut together and you're watching all the games. That's why I haven't seen too much of it, but that's not even too bad because I've got my 2 experts with me. Andrea, how in the world did they do it? How did Portugal beat Denmark?
I mean, they were really good from the first minute to the last one. And if we are starting from a defense, let's say, my feeling was that Portugal simply had everything today to succeed and make a great surprise to the handball world, starting from let's say, unbeatable number 3 and number 4, calling it Turica, and I don't know how you spell it right, but that's it, Salvador. And they played magnificent with the whole team. I think the whole tactical part from the side of Portugal, closing the back players of Denmark, forcing them to go through the middle, and being not efficient in the early beginning of the match, I think helped them a lot. I don't know what Víctor thinks, but I think all the other teams probably will use some instructions from this match, and I think that Denmark didn't find the way. They even tried to play 7-on-6 in one moment, but they couldn't find the solution. Simply Portugal had it all. Even when they went through such a strong defense, the goalkeeper was there, and he closed the gap, and he was the last man standing. So I think all the aspects of the game in Portugal were really, really good today.
Then let's break it down piece by piece, and we're starting here in the Portuguese defense. As you were saying, closing down the middle and being able to control that backcourt. But if we look at that backcourt, it was Rasmus Lauge, it was Simon Pytlik, and some other Danish handball player. I almost forgot his name. Matthias Gitzel it was. Yeah, right. So how did they do it? How was Portugal's defensive approach, Víctor?
So they made actually the Danish backcourt players seem human. I think that this type of players that Portugal has, it's a type of players that they can be really tough and they can control very well the one against one, even though when the line player Saugstrup was moving out and opening the space for the one against one of the best players in the world doing these kind of actions, which are Pitlick and Gitzel. But the Portuguese defense with Víctor, Iturriza and Salvador was amazing, but also Neves and Frade on number 2 and number 5, they were just amazing. And I think that defensively, Portugal has this toughness, but also this understanding and mobility of the players that made today impossible for Denmark to score from, let's say, easy goals, or relaxed goals. Even when Portugal was scoring, they were capable to run back really, really fast, because Denmark normally is killing you after they receive a goal. They just score a goal in 5 seconds, But Portugal was taking this away from Denmark, and this was also very important.
So basically, to sum it up, to defend Denmark, you need the Portuguese defensive players, or is there some other learnings that other defensive players can pull out of?
But what Andrea said, it makes a lot of sense, because Portugal, they found with the players they have the best way to face this game, and they know that the toughest players in defense that they have, it's the both players in the middle. So they tried to send the players, the backcourt players, to the middle. Maybe for another national team, they have to find the way that it suits better for them.
But what was also interesting, I think they only scored, as you said, Victor. That's a very good point. I mean, it's a main weapon of Denmark. It's a fast break or a fast throw off. I think Denmark in second half time, they were on the run only 2 times in a row. This is when they scored. Like, they opened the second half time pretty okay. With a fast pace. And after that, again, as you said, Portugal killed it. It's like their running back was impressive. Was a thing to study today, honestly.
And the transition didn't just work into the defense, but into the offense as well. So they're running fast breaks. I have seen the goal for the 17-17, and I feel like it was symptomatic, because it was a fast break after a technical mistake in the Danish backcourt, and then the camera moved over to the line. 4 Portuguese players at the Danish goal, only 1 Danish defender there. So that power is used in offense there as well, Victor.
Yeah. The only thing that I think that Portugal is missing a little bit is a depth of the squad. They have a very, very clear 7-8 players that are playing and giving their best to the team, but today they didn't use more players than that. So in the long term, this will be bad for them. But yes, they were able to run really fast back and in front and back during the 60 minutes. And for the first time, maybe we saw a team that was even faster than Denmark today.
Yeah, that is true. On the other hand, even if there was someone else beating that Danish back movement or even that defense, there was still Capdeville to rely on there. If we look at the percentage, it's not even that huge, having saved 7 out of 26, but that makes 27%. But it was especially those crucial moments. I mean, almost every moment there was crucial, as the game was tight all the way. But the question that I had, was it Capdeville magic or was it offensive tragic?
I think that Denmark didn't have a lot of self-confidence at the end. I think that's a rare moment when we can see them not being so great throughout this attack phase. And that's also when you are losing your main weapon as a fast break and you are not efficient enough in attack. It means like you're losing a self-confidence throughout the match, and it's also completely normal. And second thing, they were never so efficient comparing to the backline players. They were always having a biggest weight throughout the match, and now we could see that this was not functioning on the great, let's say, level. But then in the other point also, they were not efficient from the wing also in the first half time. So basically what Portugal did, they were, okay, the backcourt players, they were stopped. We could see it was obvious. But then the last, let's say, chance should be from the wing. And then Capdevila was really good in the last moments. Also the young goalkeeper who stepped in, also he had also a very good save in a very important moment, I would say. So, I mean, I think everything worked well for Portugal today.
And I mean, you need those days. To beat Denmark, you do need a day where everything runs into your favor, where the refs are doing a great job, which I really feel they did today. So letting the game go at the intensity that it had, and letting some contacts that might seem harsh, but in the second view, they were like, yeah, well, it is a tough game, so there's nothing to complain about today there. But then another duel that there was that the world was looking at was at the right back situation. So Matthias Gitzel on the one hand side and Kiko Costa on the other one. Victor, who won it?
Of course, the game it was for Kiko, you know. But I know that it's very sexy to sell the game like this duel between Kiko and Gitzel, you know, but what do we have to consider to say if one win or the other one won the duel? I think both of them did a great game. Both of them helped the team. And I wouldn't say that one or the other won a duel. I think that we saw two of the best players in the world, and I was very happy that today. It's not that I don't like Denmark. Actually, I predicted them to win this championship, and I think I have friends actually playing in Denmark more than in Portugal because I don't know any of the guys personally. Mm-hmm. But I think that today it was very good for handball that Portugal showed everybody that Denmark is beatable. You know?
My question would be, it was more brother than Kiko Costa, Martin, who played outstanding second half time. That was outstanding. Even in the first one, he scored very late in the end of the first half time, but the second one, he was really holding a lot on his back. That was amazing also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his percentage it's huge. You know, from a back player, 9 from 11. This is crazy.
Also some penalties on him in the end of the first half time. Also he had there, so I think he took a lot on his back. It was really crazy to see him play that second half time.
Especially because Denmark was playing to their limits. They were challenged to the limits. The audience was supporting just as good as they could, but it wasn't enough there. But yeah, it was an amazing game, to put it like that. What do you think? How was that game being watched in Germany, in France, in Spain, in Norway? So are they happy about that result, or is it more like don't poke the bear?
I think now it's more open, actually, because Denmark has to do now Denmark, they have a huge pressure, immense, I would say. It's going to be a really, really big weight on their shoulders, you know, because now they have to make a perfect main round against teams like France, Germany, Spain and Norway. You know, and I think this is going to be really, really difficult. I think that countries like Spain, Norway, Germany, and France, they maybe feel that Portugal is more beatable than Denmark, so they can, you know, go for the points there. And I think that it's even more interesting and more open right now.
Yeah, and on the other hand, well, you never want to play against Denmark, but now Portugal raised the level of awareness there as well. So Andrea, how's the handball world seeing Portugal right now?
I think people are very happy that Portugal won today. That's first the question. But I think, I mean, everyone is aware of Portugal, that they can always be great, as you said, against very good teams. The thing is now to be consistent. As Victor said, there is a huge question mark about the rotation in the squad and how Portugal is going to hold on throughout the main round. But I'm sure that Portugal is getting bigger and bigger. That's 100%. And I think everyone is going to play with all what they have against them, definitely. And also I think... now I just remember talking about the match against Denmark. They were so efficient. They were choosing such a good situation to shoot and score that Nielsen also, it was so strange seeing Nielsen not having a good percentage or a good day, call it like that. So it was also smart shooting a lot. And that's also what I really liked. But I think that the other teams are, in any case, even if Portugal lost today against Denmark, Portugal is a team that you always have to take care and let's say, be afraid of.
Well, I wouldn't put those goosebumps around it.
Yeah, but I mean, like they are not considered as a favorites on the championship, but now they're getting into the rotation of the teams who can dream their biggest dreams now.
Yeah. Well, they haven't been put into the circle of favorites before the tournament. In my opinion, that changed today. So, in my opinion, they actually entered the circle of favorites now. Víctor?
Yes. What they did today, it's not on the range of everyone, So I think that what Portugal did today, it's really remarkable, and I think it's going to be a handball game that it's going to be remembered in the history of handball in Portugal. So yes, for sure, they won against Denmark in a full arena. If this is not putting you in the list of the favorites, let me ask you what is doing that, So
Exactly.
But what was curious also when Ituriza got this red card, I was really thinking like, okay, let's see it now. They also showed the strength even in that moment, I would say. That was also interesting because he got it in a 54th or something like that, no? 55th minute, so there was a lot of play more.
Yeah, a lot of time to play and a lot of pressure on the defense, but it held strong. So really hats off to Portugal. Their next opponent is Germany, and I can tell you my knees are shivering. So
Good luck.
yeah, thank you. We will need it. I think that game is going to be played on Thursday. But as we're still recording today, of course, we want to hear one of the protagonists of how Francisco Costa says the biggest day in Portuguese handball.
It's the most important day of the handball of Portugal. It's amazing for us. It's it's a dream. I said yesterday that this game is important for us. I said that the game starts 0-0, so everything is possible. Everything can happen in this game. So yeah, I'm amazing. I feel amazing. It's unbelievable for us. But the main round starts now. We have 2 points. We want more. So yeah, we need to continue. I know this is an important day for us, but this is our only match, only a good match. So yeah, it's 2 points important for us. So yeah, we need to continue and fighting.
Portugal and Denmark made it through to the main round. It was a huge upset. Both teams will get a little more screen time tomorrow as well, as we will look back on the preliminary round. So tune back in tomorrow most definitely. But we are not done yet for today because Denmark-Portugal wasn't the only game that was being played. And as you said, Andrea, it was insane to see Emil Nielsen not having a great day for once. Another Barca keeper did. Victor Hallgrimsson. That probably won't surprise you, Victor, does it?
No, I think that it's not surprising anyone, actually. I think that he's an amazing goalkeeper and a very tight game. Hungary, Iceland, 23-24. With him, having this 18 saves, 45%, this is crazy, But I think this is not surprising anyone, actually.
Mm-hmm. It shouldn't, and especially in the second half, he was able to take out so many open shots from the wing, from the backcourt players. So
have you ever seen him in person?
No,
close
not
up.
yet.
Me also, but he looks
He is
huge, like a giant.
enormous. He when he
actually.
opens his arms, I don't know. I actually
Eagle.
Of course, it's not 3 meters like the wide of the goal, but it's very close actually. I have to say. So I have seen really big goalkeepers like, I don't know, Landin or Arpad Stervik, for example, but this guy, it's huge.
But how tall is him? Like,
He's 2 meters. That I think so.
and he's very athletic, indeed.
Yeah.
It's not that the height is that a big issue with his mobility and movement. He's very athletic.
Yeah, he did show that today, but it's good that you say that, Victor, because that immediately brings a content format to my mind once we might see him in Herning, because that is where the final weekend will be played. And Iceland, they even enlarged their chances, because Hungary is going through with them, and today was the first main round game for these two teams, and Iceland is taking the points with them, massive points for the main round. But yeah, then we unfortunately have to say goodbye to another Nordic nation that was so close to conquering all of our hearts. No, they did conquer our hearts, but they were so close to continuing their story, the Faroe Islands. One can only repeat it. They came here with the 7,500 people and managed to write history with their first ever victory at an EHF Euro. But today, Slovenia was just one margin too big. One can put it like that. Yeah, they took the spot of the Faroe Islands. Slovenia and Switzerland are going through because of a crazy constellation in that group. So Faroe Islands was going into that match day with a goal difference of plus 16 against Switzerland. But Andrea, what happened then?
I was in shock. I honestly didn't watch that match that much because I was really into this handball classic, let's say like that. But I somehow thought that Slovenia is going to win. I don't know why. That was just, as I said, the intuition, and also I think they had a great match before this one for the self-confidence, coming back from -8 in the second half time, and I think this was also one of the important takes to bring into this match against Faroe Island. But Slovenia has much more experience, as we talk, also much more experienced backcourt players and all the other ones. So I think that's the thing. And I do think that Uroš Zorman is a good coach, and he's, let's say, very, very experienced one. And that's the things that I was counting on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Faroe Islands, they were close, so it was a tight game. I think 45th minute, it was still a draw, but then, Slovenia did their thing. They had a great goalie performance by Milan Vujovic as well. He took 40% of the shots he took out, and Slovenia needed that one. Devastated Faroe Islands for today, but today hurts. You wrote history anyways, and it's only the beginning of a journey. The way that you guys are coming over to Oslo and just taking in the city with positivity and just showing people that your dreams are never too big. Even though that island only contains 55,000 people, they are able to build something up in football. They are able to, argue with the big ones in handball here as well. And one can only really be proud of that development and see where that one is going. So, Victor, next tournament will be a main round one for Faroe Islands?
I don't know, but actually I have to say, I cannot find the words to describe what Faroe Islands is doing, with this population, the way they are competing against big nations in handball. It's just out of words. I'm out of words, all my best words to them, because it's just crazy, and I think it's a fairy tale what we are living. I don't know if something like that has happened ever in the story of sports, but actually I think it's really crazy. But today I think that the common sense was telling us that Slovenia should win this game, and but for me what is shocking the most is what happened in the Switzerland-Montenegro game. I really don't know what happened, because I didn't follow that match a lot. But Montenegro, something happened there after the first game against Slovenia, where they were, very close to win the game. The two games after, they just disappear from the championship. It was something really, really strange there.
Switzerland benefited from it, definitely. But on the other hand, even though the other team might not be at 100% focus, you still need to pull off something to win by 17 goals there.
No, for me it's always to interrupt. For me it's always also hard to lose with like 17. It's also like you're finishing the championship, and then it's also like I know it's hard to comment, and it's maybe, of course, not fair to say something from this position because I had been in many situations like this. But I think that's also very strange losing like Víctor said. It's hard to imagine this kind of results on Euro. As he said, they played very good match against Slovenia in the first one. So I think we expected more from Montenegro. I mean, to fight back at least, because this means they really surrendered themselves. Because losing 17 is a very rare situation in handball. But really, hats off to Switzerland. I mean, that's also a historical thing. And that means that they believed also, like just coming into a match and giving your best, as Bengt, you said, for me is just really hats off. And then we are coming to the point that yesterday we were commenting this kind of situation. We were like almost impossible. There is a 1%, but then from this 1% we came to that they won against 17. Yesterday I said but this is almost impossible. I mean, they can dream, but
all credit to Switzerland, of course. I think I don't know after which game. I think it was against Slovenia that I was watching Noam Leopold almost crying on his comments after the game, and now seeing Switzerland going through, that makes me also happy.
Yeah, absolutely. So they do deserve it as well. I think the handball world is happy here for Andy Schmid as well, that we continue to see him on the sideline in the main round. It was a magic day of handball. We could keep on talking another full hour about it just today, but we will continue on doing that tomorrow. So thank you guys for taking the time, and have a great last day of preliminary round action as we're headed off to the main round. Catch you guys tomorrow when it's time to talk handball again.
Ball across to Dylan Nahi, double in flight. Oh, what a start!
Into the net.
She does it again. Yes.
And Bengt are the champions of Europe. Come up with something here.